Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault here today, and I'm going to have Hobbit and a Cyclone join me in a few minutes, and we're going to talk about the Waypoint update, the 4.0 update, and how divisive it was and all that, and we're going to discuss some of the different things that have occurred in this update, the changes that have happened, and what it means for the game overall, and also a couple other little things. So if you've ever watched any of my live stream videos, you'll usually join me on a live stream. We've done some Dying Light stuff before on the Twitch channel, as well as some No Man's Sky videos. And he might be joining me this weekend if I do the Twitch streams. I don't know if we're going to do that yet or not. I'm trying to figure out if I can dedicate the time to that. I don't want to make any promises, but I am going to try, and there it is again. Well, this is a first wave. Yeah, first wave ship. Seen it in here a few times. Pretty neat looking. It's got the third fin in the middle and all that. But anyway, we'll get back to that a little bit later. Let me go find Hobbit. All right, everyone. Well, here we are in my captain's quarters. I do have Hobbit and a Cyclone joining me today.
Hey.
Hey, all right. So we're going to discuss this new Waypoint update, the 4.0 update, and our thoughts on it. We've both been playing No Man's Sky now for what, 3 years? Maybe more?
Somewhere around that.
Around 3, 4 years, maybe. Yeah, I came on, I think, right after. I don't remember if it was Next or Beyond. I'll have to look back and see. I don't know if I can see the date I bought this game or not. I'll have to look into that. But, yep, we've been playing for a while, and we do have some thoughts on this. So, first off, Hobbit, what's your favorite part of the new update? I already know the answer.
I'd say the storage space would be the best
Ah,
part of it all.
yeah, I figured as much. I knew that there's a lot more storage in this new update, and I
And
agree that.
giving us more technology spots too is also a big thumbs up.
Yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword. We'll talk about technology here in a minute, but let's stick with that storage for now. A lot of people, you know, love this new update. A lot of people hate it. I get both sides of this coin there. If you're one of those guys that put in hundreds of hours to go legitimately farm the absolute best upgrades for your ships, your multi-tool, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and you found yourself not able to use them all, I get the frustration there. That is aggravating, and hopefully that's something that Hello Games will address here in the future in one way or another. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating farming all that time to like get a whole bunch of upgrades and double up on them, and it just fall apart on you with this update.
Yeah, so that's definitely something I see. Personally, it's not a problem. In my opinion, for me personally, I mean, it is what it is. I went ahead and did some testing and went into combat with my, typical scatter blaster with my pulse spitter on my ship, and yeah, I'm not godlike anymore in the sense that I was, but I'm still pretty darn powerful. I've even got a video that I did a couple. Well, I did it earlier today. I don't know when it'll come out. It might come out before this. It might come out after it. But in that video, I played around with the levels on the enemy, making them harder, making them easier, and tested out the weapons on them. And to be honest, it's not that bad. It doesn't take away from their aggravation, but I mean, overall, as an experience, it doesn't really make the game any worse, in my opinion. What's your favorite part of the new upgrades or the new storage?
I mean, I like the everything's more of a cargo slot than a regular slot and a cargo slot. So you get to hold a whole lot more in your inventory. There's a lot more inventory to be had, and it just seems like it's never ending on the expansion sort of thing. I know that you get like a total of what 120 now.
Yeah, I think it's 120 or is it 110, whatever. I mean, most everything's either 100, 110, or 120, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like combining the cargo and the regular. Um, I did play a certain way before where, like here on my main character, my cargo was full at all times and it was full of resources, right? And I had
Hmm.
every resource in there. So no matter what I was doing, I would have what I needed. If I wanted to build something, recharge something, buy something, fix something. If I went to the Anomaly and I had to go gather 750 activated indium, I had it on me constantly. So that's how I used to play. But that's changed with this new update. Big change for me, actually. How's it affected you combining those two?
I mean, the with the expansion of the frigates, the spaceship, and your cargo slots, I mean, it's gonna take some reorganizing for me to figure out what I'm comfortable playing with. But like you, I had my normal inventory. I kept in my cargo, whereas like the bits and everything, I had my regular inventory. I know it
Yeah,
feels like a little bit backwards on that. You should have like your regular inventory with all the elements and the cargo inventory for everything that needs to be stacked higher. But now that everything's stacked to the max and you have like inventory up the wazoo, it's hard to tell where you want to leave everything.
yeah. Like I find myself now, like not putting technology in my regular storage has
Mm-hmm.
benefited me, I think, in the long run because in my old build prior to this, about half of my regular inventory was full of upgrades
Mm-hmm.
because there was just so many out there and so much I wanted to do, and we were so limited. What were we limited? 21 slots, I think, before, right? In our
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
now
mean that part is frustrating too. I mean, I used to be able to float around everywhere with my jetpack before. Now it seems like it's cut in half.
yeah, I don't think it's quite cut in half, but we probably lost a good 30 to 40% of our abilities in regards to that. But with
Mm-hmm.
some good min maxing, you can gain back some of it, I believe, or at least a good portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like having everything in the technology slots. I'm going to pull it up on screen right now um, to show. Like I've got my technology stacked in a way that 30, 40, 50. I've got 50 of the 60 normal slots used up. Now, for some reason, I've got 99 slots in my uh, in my exosuit here, and I don't think that's
Mm-hmm.
intentional. I think they were intending 60, and somehow it glitched out. So I'm not putting anything below that 60 point. And I really don't have anything else to add at this point. But I mean, I added stuff I haven't used for a while, like my personal refiner. I didn't need that, but what the hell? I put
Mm-hmm.
it back in there. I put in my
Hazmat
hazmat
gloves.
gauntlet. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
shit. Oop, my bad. I put in all my translators. Why not? I got
Same.
room. I got room for it. Why not put it in there? I've got room for the Sentinel modifications. I've got three each of the protection upgrades, the ones that you can charge up for the four different elements that you have to protect from. I've got black market, um, hazard protection with 10% each. I got three of those in there. I mean, it's crazy what I've got in here, and it's just tons of it. Now, this is my main character that I use. I do most of my videos with this guy, do a lot of testing with it. So, yeah, a lot of that, all of it's duped out. I went ahead and duped a crap load of X upgrades and then just min maxed them. Went through and picked and chose what I wanted out of it. My jetpack, my illegal movement system upgrades. My jetpacks are at 228, sprint distance 57, initial boost 15, and sprint recovery time 55%. It's sick. When I did my video comparing the different levels of sprinting, on the changes that you can make in the difficulty settings, even
Mm-hmm.
at normal, my guy ran for a long freaking time before he got tired. So it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with the upgrades like that, and I think now I've got a ton of room in my inventory. I mean, it's full of crap right now because I've been doing some other stuff, but I can at least get rid of that stuff and and all that. It's not constantly in there like it was before. I had three modules for my um, sprinting. I had three modules for this and three modules for that, and just a ton of crap in there. So it's definitely a lot better, gotta say.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we were getting a little static, I think, up at that other location there on my freighter. So we decided to head on down and enjoy the outdoors and at my little old McDonald's farm. So welcome back. So next thing we want to talk about, what's the thing you dislike the most about this new update?
I mean, not being able to double up on technology certainly is frustrating, but I don't know. I like a lot of the update. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So the only thing, the once I got over the initial shock of the double technology thing, the only thing that really bugs me about this new update is having to scroll through the inventories. Especially once you get them maxed out, there's just so much stuff in there that I feel like that's a
Yeah.
little frustrating and a little annoying, and it takes a little bit of time. And even though there's tabs on the side here,
Yeah, and when you're scrolling up and down too, and you want to like delete a technology or something, sometimes it'll move the screen on you. It's a little frustrating too.
yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. And it looks like there's so much room on this page, right? There's so much room that why couldn't we stretch this out? We don't need a picture of our backpack. Give us an extra give us an extra, I don't know,
Make it a watermark of
10
anything.
more columns or something. Yeah, you can always have it in the background. It could be in the background there, or it could be just a smaller thing, whatever. It's totally
Yeah.
unnecessary. It takes up a lot of room, takes up about, I'd say, 40% of the screen, roughly, almost half of it. And it does nothing. And then you got to scroll not only your regular inventory, but your technology too. And that can be a little annoying. But one thing I really like is when you do the old triangle to move, now you've only got a couple choices: starship or freighter if you're in your inventory, freighter and exosuit if you're in your starship, et cetera, et cetera. Because all those inventories have been combined. I think that's fantastic, and that's a great change. But yeah, I don't like the scrolling part. That's a little bit annoying.
I do hate the idea that you have to use a touchpad for stuff too. It's like I'm used to using the R3 and L3 to move stuff around.
Well, how are you using the touchpad?
Not the touchpad, the up and down arrows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say,
The
whoa, am I
D-pad.
missing something?
The
Yeah,
D-pad.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. I was used to that too. It took me a little bit of adjustment to do the up and down on the D-pad as well to get through there. But that's muscle memory. That'll just be normal pretty soon. What do you think of the new look of the like anomaly and the entrances to like all the particle effects and all that? You see it on the living ships when they're sitting there idle landed. You see it at the entrance of the space stations. The anomaly looks freaking fantastic. The lighting has been enhanced somehow, and like the whole gate there where you can teleport, that looks amazing as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean the gate kind of looks like it's got like a fog machine effect to it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely awesome. So I started a whole new character with this new update because you know me. I kind of wanted to experience it from the beginning. And another big thing that has a lot of people upset is the nerfing of prices for like your basic resources. And it's tough because we've come into the game and we've always done the whole cobalt thing where you crash economies, you go get a bunch of cobalt, you sell it, you buy it back at a discount, you go to the next place, you do that, and then before you know it, you have $1 billion, and before you know it, you're at the top with $4 billion. It's crazy. Do you think that's going to hurt the game? Do you think that's a bad thing, or do you think it's a good thing?
I mean, it just means there's going to take you harder to get to the 4 billion. It's not like they fixed the crash economy thing, did
No, they
they?
didn't. No, they didn't fix that that I know of. I mean, you can still crash an economy, but they did make it significantly harder because you're making a lot less money now. Even on like the chlorine, I've done videos on the chlorine and the salt and the oxygen and how quickly you can make money. These guys that have built these activated Indian farms. Oh my God, I feel bad for them. You know, they got these whole
Hmm.
monstrous farms dedicated to just getting
I
tons of
think they're
that.
trying to push you towards doing like the whole craftable items thing, and
Yeah, that's what
you
it
know
feels like. That's what it
they're
feels
trying
like.
to try to make sure that like making money is like hard and it takes you time and great deal of farming to do it.
And you know what? As I'm playing this new playthrough, I spent a little time trying to figure out how to make money right off the bat. And I'm wondering, does that just ruin the experience of the game itself? And maybe it'll be better now if I take my focus off that and just focus on the story and naturally grow with with the story, naturally progress and make money as I go. Will I because by crashing economies or making a ton of chlorine and all that, you really skip out on a lot of other activities you could be doing, like running missions in the space stations, right?
Hmm.
The only time I ran missions in the space station was I would stack up 20 or 30 kill X amount of creatures or kill X amount of Sentinel missions. And then just every now and then, when I come across a planet with a lot of creatures, I go out and kill a bunch and then come back and cash in a whole lot of crap. Now I'm looking at these missions, and especially with this new character, and I'm like, well, you know what? I can make 100,000 units off of that, or I can make 300 nanites off of that, or oh, we got a storm coming. Um, so I think it's opening up the game for people to vary what they do a lot more. I know it's doing that for me in my new playthrough, and I think I'm going. I just made a video on it where I tried the trade economy thing, and I failed miserably at it. It's a bad video, but it's going to come out anyway. And I don't, I don't even know if that's a viable option at this time. I'll have to research the trade thing a little bit more to see if I can make that work because it might be a
That
viable
seems very
option.
That seems very complicated way to get a lot of money.
Right, but I think early on, if you get like three decent systems, you can probably make some money really quickly. All right, we're going to cut till after this storm is over. We'll be right back. All right, well, the storm's over, and I'm totally regretting cutting because it was an amazing lightning storm that would have been fun just to keep the conversation going. But in any case, we missed out on it, but it's a beautiful night here. It's a little humid, but like our little buddy there next to me, he's having a good time. So, yeah, we were talking about the economy and how hard it is to make money now. And I agree. I think they're trying to force us to use some of those crafted materials to make money. And that's probably what I'm going to do with this new character. I found a nice planet that has paraffinium and cobalt on it, so I'll be able to, make the most basic of materials to make money, but it won't make a lot. But I honestly think I'm not going to focus on making a ton of money and just kind of progress as I go. I've played the game enough to have everything I want with all these other characters and all that to the point where it's almost ridiculous. Um, and eventually, I know the other character, this new character, will get there. It'll just take some time, um, as progress through the game. So, have you considered starting a new run through with this update or no?
Not really, but I mean, I don't see the point.
No,
Nah.
I don't know. I always find it fun. It seems like I've got three characters already. This is the fourth, and I am going to do an Iron Man character, and that's going to be fun. Where I do
Now
everything on the.
that I'm down for.
All
That
right,
I'm
well,
down for.
we'll do that. I think maybe we'll make that our live stream things. That'll be a fun thing to live stream because there will be death. We'll do permadeath. We'll the whole 9 yards. It'll be awful, and but I think it'll be fun too. To have those hardest settings or just getting off that first planet. Where you going?
I'm saying.
What you gotta do? He's running around like a madman. But I think, yeah, I think getting off that initial planet, you know how hard that first planet is on normal mode. I mean, it's not hard, but if you're not careful, you can definitely get yourself in danger there. But if everything is harder, oh my God, it's going to be brutal. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be fun. I think once you make it off that initial planet, it'll be okay. You know, because you really don't face. You can control what dangers you face in this game. You're not going to go to a planet that's aggressive sentinels if you're on permadeath and you're not ready for sentinels. You don't have a decent weapon or decent armor or anything like that. You're going to avoid these kind of planets. You're not going to go to a volcanic, burning hot planet if you don't have
Heat protection.
protection. Yeah, if you don't have heat protection for it, you're going to avoid these places. So,
Like toxic pit planet or whatever it is.
yeah, yeah. So,
Toxic
uh,
nightmares.
yeah, yeah. There's so many variations to the planets. It's not even funny. So that sounds like it's going to be fun. And speaking of that kind of thing, do you like the customization that's available now for the game?
Now that part's pretty interesting. I want to fool around with that sometime just to see what the difficulty settings are and what you can do to make it harder or easier and stuff like that. I I, I don't know the whole free thing. I don't like the idea of them just giving you God mode in this game.
And why is that?
There should there should be some like form of difficulty to this game, even if it's like beginner difficulty, where like resources are plentifully available. You still have to go out
Excuse
and
me.
get it.
Hmm.
Just making it that you can just do whatever you want and it be completely free and like nothing can kill you. I've always hated God mode. That kind of ruins the experience for me.
Yeah, and what's great is you don't have to play it like that. Like I don't want that either. Like I think I
Hmm.
started a creative character once back on the PlayStation 4, and after about an hour and a half, I was completely bored out of my mind with it. You know, it's just like mindlessly building because I had all the parts and nothing cost anything, and I'm like, this is awful. Now it'd be fun if you just wanted to go in and experiment with some builds and glitches and all that, and I could see doing it like that. But otherwise, no. I like the customization. I think it's great. I think it's great for a variety of reasons. There are people who play this
Yeah,
game.
they had that Fallout Worlds thing where like everything was free, didn't they?
I think they did that in Fallout at some point, or there was a lot of variation there where
Oh,
you
that
could
was
definitely.
Fallout. That's right.
Yeah, but in here they always had a creative mode, and like I said, it was fairly boring. You know, it definitely wasn't fun. Um, but I like the fact that you can just adjust anything on the fly because, let's face it, we've played this game for years. And sometimes you may just want to go exploring and all that. And I mean, we're decked out and all that to the point where you really don't need any of these adjustments per se. But the only thing I don't like about it is like getting the achievements in this game takes time, right?
Hmm.
Warping X amount of times, defeating hundreds of sentinels and pirates, and spending X amount of hours on extreme worlds. And getting those achievements is cool. You get the titles for it and all that. But with this new setting that people can do, they're going to be able to get those achievements anyway. Like, what's the point of getting the achievement on, like, staying on extreme worlds for a certain amount of hours, right?
Yeah, and then there's like no damage level to it.
Yeah, if you're not going to get damaged and all that. So a lot of people have expressed some aggravation with that, and I get it, you know, because it does seem kind of cheesy because we all fought for that. You know, I can't tell you how many hours I've spent on these worlds, and I never did that with the intention of getting these achievements. It's just it happened as I progressed. You know, if I'm searching for something on a crap world and I'm there for 3 days, well, or building on it, then I earned that. But being able to turn all the damage off and the hazards off and all that kind of cheapens it for everybody. I think it would be kind of neat if you adjusted things to a certain level, like an easier level than normal, that it disabled those achievements for those people. I would think that would make it a little more fair. But hey, I don't know if that's even possible in the grand scheme of things. Or maybe in the beginning when you set up your uh, your game mode, it'll either enable or disable those achievements. That's just some of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make things free and make like damage not even count towards you, it's like, should you get like these achievements and whatnot? I mean, I think that if you turn off certain things, they'll be like, hey, look, turning this off will affect whether or not you'll get a trophy for this.
Yeah, that makes sense because a lot of games do that. Like a lot of games, if you go into a creative mode or something like that, it'll say disabling all trophies. Dead
Yeah,
Island,
or
if you go into
yeah.
one punch mode, it disables all trophies, because you're just in one punch mode. You're just going. I mean, it's a fun mode to play, but
Hmm.
it's definitely way easier than the regular game.
Or if
So
you go enable God mode, like all trophies are disbanded until you at least go into easy mode.
yeah, yeah. So I could see doing something like that would fix things up. I'll tell you one thing. I think probably 99% of the community can agree on is a good change is the upgraded rewards of Quicksilver on the Anomaly missions. That's
Hmm.
kind of cool. That's kind of cool. 1,800 for a weekend mission and 400 for a daily. That's sweet. And running three, now four accounts, I'm going to be done with everything in the Quicksilver shop before you know it. It's just crazy how quick it's coming. So that's a good thing. What's another feature you really like about the new update?
Trying to think what the the catalog and guide is a lot more like condensed and organized. I like that. It's
Well, I
easier
got
to
it.
find stuff in there.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on that one. That is really nice looking. I like the way they put it all together. I like the way you can look at your milestones. And oh, you wanted to know how many monstrosities I killed, right?
Hmm.
So let's take a look at that. Where the heck is that? A survival milestone? I imagine.
I believe so. Let me see here. It's a explorers. No, it's a mercenaries guild.
Mercenaries. That's right. Horrors eliminated. 916.
Holy cow! And then on the
808.
other one,
808 pirates.
uh-huh.
689 sentinels. Not too shabby. Yeah, I've
Let's
killed a
see
lot
here.
of those horrors.
Got 211 horrors. Got 156 pirates and 600 sentinels.
Holy crap, you're a sentinel killer, but the other things you don't really engage in much, huh?
664 sentinels actually. Pirates 156. Horrors 211. I I don't really mess with horrors too much, but I don't seem to be on those planets very much.
Well, you know what? That's one of my favorite missions in the Anomaly because there's two
Hmm.
types of those now. There's the one where you have to go to the three locations. Then there's another one
Hmm.
where you just have to eliminate a crap load of them in one sitting, basically, and just take them all
Yeah,
down.
64 of them, I think, right?
Something like that. Yeah, there's a ton. So that's a lot of fun. Right on. So, and then there's the trade rocket. You like the trade rocket?
Trade rocket's pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah.
I gotta wonder about it though. Like, do you do you still get the same amount as if you went to up to space? What's the highs and the lows on that? Because I mean, I know going around through space stations, sometimes they give you more for an item, sometimes they give you less.
So I think it's based off of the economy in the system you're in and the space station because I'm pretty sure it goes to the space station. And I did some experiment with one, made a video with it where I imprisoned it and then filled it up with some stuff, launched it, but kept it imprisoned. But the moment I launched it, I got my money. So it doesn't have to make it to the space station to get you your money. The moment you launch it, it gets it. So you see the value of what you're putting in there, and we'll take a look at it here in a second. I've got one brought down. Um, but you get better money if you're at a trade outpost You know, those always give you a little bit better money in a system than the space station does. But again,
Hmm.
is it worth looking for it? You know, I mean, it's kind of I like it for one reason that
I think it makes people more lazy too, though. I mean, go find a space station, go find a trade terminal somewhere,
well
find
we
um a settlement or something.
yeah, it's kind of nice though in a situation where like if you're on the ground somewhere and for some reason your inventory is pretty stacked and you just got to get rid of a few things, you can just summon that puppy down, throw some crap in it, and send it on its way and continue what you're doing. You may
With
have a
as much
bunch.
storage as we have, are you really going to be antsy to get rid of stuff out of your inventory?
Oh, I know you're going to fill that up in no time, man.
What can I say? I'm a hoarder. If you wanted people, I've got it.
Yeah, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. That man, oh my God. All right, well, let's go take a look at the rocket real quick. I know you can't see mine, which is kind of weird, but it's right over here. We'll take a look inside of
It's
it.
okay. I don't want to look at your rocket, man.
You want to play with it. So when we go to put stuff in it, it tells you what you're getting for the stuff. So, you know, that's cool. Yeah, it doesn't show you a plus or a minus as far as like the current value in that system. It's just a basic number. And we launch it and go. You're about to get roasted. Oh no. Ah, there it goes. But anyway, that's that. So anything else you want to talk about with this new update? Or do you want to go jump off the freighter and see if we can make it to the ground without dying?
Hmm. I mean, can't think of anything else that they added to this update besides that.
So overall, thumbs up?
Overall, thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a thumbs up too. Now that I'm over the initial shock of the technology and all that, and a couple other little minor things, I think it's a thumbs up. I think it's moving in the right direction, and I have a feeling that we're going to see some big changes soon because it does look like there's room for expansion in some areas. Like, why give us 60 tech slots if we can't fill it up? I have a feeling we're going to see new technology. I have a feeling
Yeah, it's gotta be they gotta be having something coming down the road here.
exactly, and I have a feeling we're going to see um, maybe more slots in like the storage boxes. If you go to a storage box and you go to load into it directly, you can see there's like room for two more rows at the bottom, which would be another 20 slots, which would be cool. I mean, but maybe they only did so much to see if it, you know, I don't know how the servers handle all this stuff and how they record it and all that. You know, like I know Fallout. Remember in at Fallout 76 in the beginning, you had this little tiny box, and they slowly expanded it over time. So I don't know if they're going to do something like that here as well or what, but I've got a feeling we're going to see some cool new stuff, and that I'm looking forward to. Hey, you need some eggs and milk?
Sure, why not?
Come on down here. I've got some eggs and milk being gathered. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.